Okay, 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 okay. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 Studying the Bible with Mike and Pat. These other YouTubers are just so trash. Hit the thumbs up if you want to support. Go follow Mike as he follows the Lord. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 You better watch out, Mike's calling out the shills. If you're not free grace, you need to sit down and chill. We're not hyper grace, you know we keep it real. Eternally secure, you know that we're sealed. We don't back low, we're not workspace heretics. Mike's not in it for the money, trying to get a lick. They out here selling their souls for a couple clicks. Becoming Freemasons so they can't just get rich. I'm studying the Bible in Toronto. 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 Shout out to Mike and Pat. Check out his channel, Toronto Bible Study. Subscribe and like.
Hello, welcome to Toronto Bible Study. Nobody's watching. So anyway, this is going to be our first stream, or our first like Bible reading stream. Okay, we're doing this thing. We're gonna study. I'm gonna do Bible readings, and we're gonna discuss. Anybody who's here, we can discuss. Sorry, I'm just trying to look up this thing because I can't see the comments on StreamYard, so I have to look like on YouTube, you know. Hopefully somebody will come watch soon. Maybe not. Or let me know, guys, if there's a better time that I should do this. Like, I was doing this thing 7 p.m. every weekday in the Discord, a Bible reading thing, and then I don't know, it kind of fell off. So then I thought, okay, why don't I just do it on YouTube? Because that way, at least it'll be recorded and people could go back and check if they didn't get a chance to see it or something like that. But yeah, I don't know. Nobody's here, so whatever. Anyway, so the plan is to read from the Book of Chronicles about 5 or 6 chapters every day, and hopefully get through the Bible soon enough. We read from Genesis to the end of Kings in my Discord, but then, like I say, it was starting to fall off. People weren't attending, and then this first part of Chronicles is very difficult for people, you know, to get through. So I think what happened is over time people just started getting sick of it and they stopped attending. So anyway, but we're gonna try now. So let's see. So for right now, I don't know. Nobody's watching, so who cares, right? But I mean, I don't care whether you guys watch or not, but maybe somebody will watch later. So I don't know. But okay, so for now, we're going to look at. Let me just get my notes here. Okay, notes. This one. Okay, so let me see. I don't know if this is gonna even work, guys, because sometimes when I stream stuff, it doesn't work very well. But we'll see. So, okay, right now I'm going to Share screen with the window, which is the workspace. Okay. Let's go. How's it look over here? Okay. All right. That's how it looks. Okay. That's a good look. All right. So we're in Chronicles. First Chronicles chapter 1. And this book is in Hebrew, so I'll put the Hebrew over here. We probably don't need the Greek, but we might check it sometimes. Anyway, so anyway, okay, so intro to the Book of Chronicles. Let's talk about the Book of Chronicles. Well, before we get into this, like, Book of Chronicles obviously follows the Book of Kings here, Second Kings. So 1 and 2 Kings were originally one book. 1 and 2 Chronicles were originally one book. In the Hebrew Bible, they're just one book. Or maybe, I wonder if they list them as 2 books now. Hold on, let me just check it. But it's not listed in this order either. Like the Book of Chronicles is actually like the last book in the Hebrew Bible. But for us, it's right after the Book of Kings because it's historical, right? So they keep in our canon, they keep the historical books together. But in the Hebrew canon, they put this one last. And the reason is this is telling the history of Israel from another perspective. It's from the perspective of these people who've come back from the Babylonian exile now. And they're kind of rethinking their history. They're looking at it in a different way now, because they never thought of themselves before the Babylonian exile. They never thought of themselves as a people that could go through something like that. But once the exile had happened, now they kind of rethought their whole identity and everything. Like, so God has caused us to lose our temple, caused us to be taken away, but He never abandoned us. He stayed with us, He protected us, and now He's brought us back home. And they were allowed to eventually return home and rebuild the temple. And obviously, they knew that this is because of God, right? So they kind of reevaluated their view of the prophecies, of their history and stuff. So in Chronicles, like in Kings, what you see is you see the death of David, you see the rise of Solomon, and then after Solomon, now you see the breakup of the kingdom into 2 kingdoms. The north was Israel, and the south was Judah. And eventually, those 2 kingdoms, we see them fighting often and fighting other groups, and eventually the northern tribes in what was called the Kingdom of Israel, they got taken away by the by the Assyrians, and they were lost. We don't know where they are anymore. And then later, the southern kingdom of Judah was taken away to Babylon, and then they stayed there for 70 years, and then they were allowed to return and rebuild the temple and have a kingdom again. But they were always paying tribute or underneath some foreign ruler, whether it was the Persians. Like the Persians conquered the Babylonians, and they were the ones that let the Israelites go home, or the Jews go home. And then they were there for a while, and then later on they got conquered by the Greeks, like Alexander the Great, and he conquered that whole region. And then when he died, his generals split up the empire. So the ones who ruled that place where the Jews were called the Seleucids. And they eventually, or I think it was it was Ptolemy, and then later on the Seleucids came in. But the Seleucids were one of the generals they're descended from one of the generals of Alexander. Anyway, point is though, that when the Jews came back, they wrote this book. And this one, they're writing it from the perspective, the Chronicles perspective is not covering Israel and Judah. It's just covering Judah. but it goes back in the history all the way to Adam, and then comes down, and then when it comes to the split now, I mean, we don't read very much about the northern kingdom of Israel in this book. We only read about them when they have some kind of encounter or some kind of like some kind of discussion or encounter with the southern tribe. Then we see them, you know. Otherwise, we never see them. So anyway, okay. So let me see. Let me see, you guys. Okay. So in this book of Chronicles, we're just gonna really cover for the history slowly from Adam down quickly, and then, well, they don't really cover it at all. They just show you these genealogies, and then they discuss the history of David's kingdom. And even with David, they don't talk about those things that kind of make David look bad, like the story with Bathsheba or the story when he was fighting with Saul, running away from Saul. They don't discuss any of that stuff. They depict David as this Davidic king that's been prophesied, right? And so they make him to seem like this king that's going to bring in the Davidic line and bring in the line that eventually will lead to Christ. They don't know about Christ, but they know the Messiah is predicted to come through the line of David. So anyway, in this book now, they start from Adam and they come down. Okay, and what could I say about this? Let me think. Sorry, I'm trying to find my notes here. Okay. Well, let me read it to you, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, I'm not going to read the whole chapter. I'll just read the first part, and then we'll talk some more. So, First Chronicles chapter 1. Adam, Sheth, Enosh, Kenan, Mahalaleel, Jared, Enoch, Methuselah, Lamech, Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So this is the first sentence. You see, this is the line that led to Christ. Okay, the Adam. They don't talk about Cain, right? Because Cain's line dies out. They talk about the line. They don't talk about Abel because Abel died out. They talk about Sheth or Seth as we know him from Genesis 5, because he's the one that Jesus was descended from. You know. Let me show you that. This is the same kind of thing we see in Genesis 5. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man, the likeness of God made he him, male and female created he them, and blessed them and called them. After he begot Seth. See, so they show the same order. Seth, then after Seth, Enos, you know. First Chronicles says Enosh. You see? It's spelled like this. Enosh. I wonder how it's said here. You see, it's the same spelling in Hebrew, Enosh, but they spell it differently in the King James, Enosh. Anyway, that's interesting. So then you have Canaan, Mahaleel, Jared. Let's see where these people appear in this one. And then see how they spell Canaan in the King James. They spell it like this: Canaan. You know, but in First Chronicles they spell it Kenan. So then going down, Mahaleel, 840 years. Mahalaleel, I should say, Mahalaleel. and Jared is his son, Jared, right? But see, they write Jared here with the Jered. But this is the same person. Sometimes the King James will do that. Will change the spelling a little bit. Enoch. This is this Enoch. I think this is Enoch. Let me see. Yeah, you see. So in First Chronicles they spell it Enoch, but in here we have Enoch. Enoch is the one who he lived and then he was like drawn up to God by like a rapture type of thing, you know. Let me find this story. Enoch. See? Where's the Enoch story? Where's the Enoch story, man? Come on. There's the Enoch story here, right? Anyway, maybe it's not that Enoch. Or unless Enoch is in Genesis 5 when he talked about. Where's that story where Enoch was like, oh, Enoch, oh, yeah. See this? And Enoch walked with God after he begat Methuselah. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, here it is. And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. See? So this is kind of seen as the first person who didn't die. Him, Elijah, and that's basically it. Him and Elijah, and basically that's it. Everyone else died. Okay, so Enoch walked with God. Wow, dudes, no chatting? What? No chats whatsoever, guys? Yo, hit me up in the chat, you guys. Or maybe you are, and I'm just not seeing it. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so sorry, you guys. I hope this isn't too just disorganized and stuff. I'm not that organized today. Enoch walked with God, and then you have Methuselah. So all these are the names. These are just the names you read in Genesis 5. If you wanted to read this what do you call this? Like this genealogy, the original of it is from Genesis 5, you know? And then you have this is a famous one, Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now this part of the genealogy appears in Genesis, I think 9. Because we go down to Lamech here, then Noah, right? And then in Genesis 5, you see a little bit more story, right? Lamech had his son Noah, and he said, because Noah means comforts. So the same shall comfort us concerning our work and toil of our hands because of the ground which the Lord hath cursed. Lamech lived, and then he died. Noah lived and died. And Noah begat Shem, Ham, and Japheth. And then you have chapter 6. Okay? So if we go back to First Chronicles now, it's the same thing they do here. They end it Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So those are his 3 sons, and then from them were born all the races of the earth, you know? Now, how this breaks down, there's many theories about how that breaks down. Because those 3 sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, all the people on earth are descended from them. So how does it break down? There's different theories about this. The sons of Japheth were these people here: Gomer, and Magog, and Madai, and Javan, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Tyrus. Javan. How do you pronounce that? Javan. Oh wait. Yavan. See, in Hebrew it's pronounced Yavan. See this little symbol there that you see this. Okay, this symbol here is like Vav, it's like the Vav letter, and it just means and. So and this guy. This is the guy's name. And then this first one, it's like a Y. This one, it looks like an apostrophe almost. This is a Y. It's called Yod. And then this is the same letter as this one. It's Vav. It sounds like a V or sometimes like a W. And then this one is called Nun, and it sounds like an N. So Vayavan in Hebrew. It's Javan in English. And then Vutubal, and Tubal. Okay. And Meshach, Vameshek, and Tyrus, Vataras. Okay. Now, who are these people? We don't really know who these people are. Okay. It's hard to really know. I can give you some idea about it. Let's see. Gomer. Some people think that these were the ancestors of the Cimmerians. The Cimmerians are these people that lived in like Western Asia, you know? And then some people think these people, Magog, the son of Japheth, that they became the ancestors of the Scythians, all right? Who were some of the enemies of the like the Romans and stuff. Let me try to find you this. So there's some biblical evidence for this, but not very much. 38, 2-6. So, son of man, set thy face against Gog, the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him. So in Ezekiel 38 now, you have this prophecy, which is said to be about the end of the world, and it's talking about Gog and Magog. And Magog here, see how it says the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal? Those are the sons of Japheth. Meshach, Tubal, and Meshach, you see? So they think, I mean, the Bible people, the people who wrote this prophecy are relating these Gog and Magog characters to these two sons of Japheth. But who they are today, or who they might be, who even they were referring to back then, we're not really sure. But these are some of the theories, you know? And then let's see. You have Madai. So let's look at that guy. Madai, people think that this is the ancestor of the people that were called the Medes. And if you want to know who the Medes are, the Medes are these people, they were like Persians. They're like with the Persians. I don't know. There's this empire called the Medo-Persians. You know, they're the ones who came and conquered the Babylonians and freed the Jews, the Medo-Persians. Okay, they're kind of like Greco-Persians type thing. And so that's who people say the Medes were descended from this guy, Madai. And then Javan, the son of Japheth, he's said to be the ancestor of the Greeks. Okay, this guy Javan, or Yavan, as we say in Hebrew. Okay. And this guy Tubal, well, I mean, as we saw in that other scripture from Ezekiel, they think that this is related to this Gog and Magog people in the Bible. So who these people are, today we don't know for sure, but some of the historians say that there was this group called the Tubalians, and so it might be part of that. I think there's some other evidence here for it in the Bible and Ezekiel. So let's see. See how he says, Javan, Tubal, and Meshach, they were thy merchants. They traded the persons of men and vessels of brass in thy markets. So this is related to this. So a lot of these names come up again in the Bible, but we'll talk about them some more as they come up, you know. They have the house of Togarma traded. Togarma is one of his sons as well, you know. But anyway, we'll see that. So then, okay, the sons of Gomer, who is these Cimmerians or whatever, they're the son or his sons were Ashkenaz and Riphath and Togarma. Now Ashkenaz, people often bring this up with relation to the Ashkenazi Jews, which is very interesting because they do say so. A lot of people do say that Ashkenazi Jews are not descended from Abraham; that they're some kind of other group that somehow they managed to sneak in and get the or they managed to somehow appear to be part of like Israel or something, you know, somehow, right? But not sure what that relationship is. We don't know. Most people, most like biblical scholars or historians would not agree that there's any connection there, but there may be. We don't know, but we'll find out, or we'll look into it. Think about it, you know, reflect on it, do your research. If you guys learn anything about this, let me know, you know. And then Rephath and Togarma. A lot of these guys are just names. We don't know too much about these names, you know. So it's kind of I don't want to waste too much time on this stuff, but I just want to go through them a little bit. Now, most of these names here, when you read about these names, these are the sons of Noah, right? Japheth, and then his sons are Gomer and so on like that, right? So you can read about this originally, this genealogy in Genesis 10. This is what they call the so-called Table of Nations, because it's giving you all the descendants of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. So we see the way the nations arose, and then right after that we read about the Tower of Babel. So we see how these nations spread out over the world. But you see here, it's the same basic thing. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Madai, sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, Rephath, Togarma. Sons of Javan, you know? So that's how that goes. Sons of Javan. Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, and Dodanim. You know, I don't know, like, so as I was saying to you, that a lot of historians now will try to say that the sons of Javan. I mean, I guess most historians don't believe this Bible story, but a lot of people have tried to establish that the sons of Javan or Javan or Yavan in the Hebrew, that they were the Greeks, right? But these people, I don't know, these people don't sound like Greeks to me. And then it's weird, like so some people will try to say that these people, the Tubalians, the Tubal people, these people, that they became the Georgians. Like what's modern day Georgia? The country in Western Asia is a country called Georgia. Used to be part of the Soviet Union. And so some people think the Tubalians are them, the Georgians. And then other people think that this Tubal is not the Tubalians, but it's this group called the Tabal, which is in like Anatolia, which is in modern Turkey. So that's another theory about that. So we don't really know for sure, right? Anyway, I'll keep going here. These guys, what am I looking at here? Okay, so the sons of Ham, Cush and Mizraim, Put and Canaan. Okay, so Ham is the one who he didn't like cover his father, or when he saw Noah naked, Noah was drunk, This is Genesis 9. And then Noah got drunk, and then Ham saw him in the tent naked when he was drunk. He went out and told his brothers because he was sleeping, right? Noah was sleeping, drunk, naked. And then the brothers came in and covered him. The brothers, Japheth and Shem. But Noah got mad at him. And he actually said that there was going to be a curse on this one, Canaan. He said, "Cursed be Canaan." What did he say exactly again? Cursed be Canaan, a servant of servants shall he be unto his brethren. So that's the one they're talking about here. And they said, and blessed be the Lord God of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. God shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, and Canaan shall be his servant. So it's not clear exactly what that means, but these people, the Canaan, it seems like that place Canaan where Noah and them went, that place is named after him, you know? But that's not clear either. But anyway, so Ham has these sons, Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. Cush is like thought of as Ethiopia usually. Usually, people think of it as Ethiopia. Or there was a place called Cush in Africa, like where what actually was what we now call Ethiopia. That's why people call it that, or they think that that's what it means. And then Mizraim is Hebrew for Egypt. You can see at the bottom there. Mitzrayim, I should say, yeah. Yeah, because in this, you see how it's like, this is the and, the vav becomes the and then Mitzrayim. So that's Egypt. Who's Put again? Not too sure. Canaan, that seems to be the people who inhabited Canaan, or they seem to be descended from him, maybe. Not clear either, though, for sure. Sons of Cush, Seba, and Havilah, and Sapta, and Raamah, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty upon the earth. This is a very interesting line here. And we see this also in Genesis 10. See how it says here? And Cush begat Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one in the earth. The same line, right? But this one goes on. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord, wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel and Erech and Akkad and Calneh in the land of Shinar. So the beginning of his kingdom was Babel. So when people see that, often people will say that Nimrod built the Tower of Babel because it says the beginning of his kingdom was Babel. But that's not what, it doesn't say he built the Tower of Babel. It says the beginning of his kingdom was Babel. So we can't be quite clear about that. Erech, I don't know what that name is, but Akkad, they became the Akkadians, you know? And then Calneh, which is this? I don't know that one, but the land of Shinar seems to be Mesopotamia. That's what most theorists will say. And then you see this, out of that land went forth Assur. Assur is the one who became the Assyrians. And their main city was Assur, or Ashur. And he built in Nineveh as well. That was another one of their big cities. That's from, like, Nineveh is kind of famous too. Like, that was in the story of Jonah. And yeah, so anyway, so that's those guys. And Canaan begat Zidon, his firstborn, and Heth. Now, the Zidonians, we read about them often in the Bible too, right? Like or it's often written as Sidon. If you see at the bottom of my screen there, it says Sidon, right? That's how, but they spell Zidon here, because in Hebrew it's Zidon. So in Hebrew it's Zidon. It's not Zidon. like Z-I-O. It's S, like the TS or TZ sound. Zidon. Okay. And Heth, these people, they become the Hittites. And they live near where Abraham lived. Like Abraham even buys the place where he built the tomb for Sarah and stuff. He buys it from these people, the people of Heth, and they become the ancestors of the Hittites. And the Hittites were like a major empire back then as well. And we read about other Hittites like Uriah the Hittite, like that guy who was married to Bathsheba before David slept with her. That was a guy. He was a Hittite. And then the Jebusites. Oh, see. Oh, the Jebusites were descended from Canaan too. So Jebusites were these people that lived actually in the place that we now call Jerusalem. So they're the ones that fought David for Jerusalem. And then when he took Jerusalem, he didn't really wipe them out. So they ended up living there, and they ended up kind of like being a little group there, and they would pay the Israelites and stuff. The Amorites, they were there, and they were always like an enemy of the Hebrews. The Girgashites were there, the Hivites, the Archites, the Sinites, the Arvadites, the Zemarites, the Hamathites. Now some of these groups don't last as long, but we do read about these again later on. And then the sons of Shem. Now these people, this man Shem is the one that the Jews are supposedly descended from, the Semitic groups. If you ever heard of that, like Semitic is not only Jews, but now we say Semitic. They often use that term to refer to Jews. So anti-Semitic means anti-Jewish, right? Or you're against the Jews, right? But news unit broadcasting is like, can we smoke weed and read the Holy Bible? Well, I would say you probably shouldn't do that, sir. Some preacher I just watched said we can't do that. Yeah, he's probably right. But then, I mean, some people do use marijuana for like medicinal purposes. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that person can't smoke weed and read the Bible. Like, if they need it to control their pain or their mental illness or whatever, and then they want to read the Bible, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But I would say if you're just smoking weed to get high, I would say it's probably not a good idea to read the Bible when you're in that condition. But it's not the end of the world either. So I don't think. I mean, as long as you have a humble heart about it, you're not just trying to get high and disrespect God, right? Then if you're like high weed and you're like, oh man, I need to read the Bible, I'm getting stressed out. Like, I don't think God will hold that against you. The guy's name is Roy Bell from Old School Bible Baptist. Roy Bell. I don't know who that is, bro. What did Adam speak? Was Adam a Jew, an Israelite, or an Hebrew? No, he wasn't. He was Jew. Adam was just a human, right? The Jews come much later, and the Israelites are descended from Jacob, which is Abraham's grandson. So no, there were no, when Adam was around, there was no Jews, there was no Israelites, and there was no Hebrews or anything like that. Okay. Nimrod was almost certainly a bow hunter. Was Adam an Edenite? That's interesting. Who are the Nodites? Does Numismatic King go to the Toronto Bible Study? I don't know who that is. Numismatic King? I never heard of them. I'll check it out though. Oh wait, I can't see these comments. Okay. I get rid of this stuff. Anyway, so thanks for your comments, News Unit, but I don't think. Oh, News Unit. I know you. News Unit, you're the guy who goes on like that show with that guy, with the Orthodox guy, right? What's his name again? That guy schooled me on Trinity. What's the guy's name again? Anyway, whatever. So okay, moving on. So Arphaxad. So these are the sons of Shem, right? Elam and Asur. This is not the same Asur as before. And Arphaxad and Lud and Aram and Uz and Hul and Geter and Meshach. Now, the Meshach is another name that we read earlier too. So it's just like the same name, But this doesn't apparently the same name as. It's not the same name as the one we saw in Ezekiel 30 or 27. But anyway, Arphaxad is the line that comes into of the Jews and of Jesus. Okay, Arphaxad begat Shelah, Shelah begat Aber. Aber, this is the name. This is the name that this is like Noah. I mean Abraham's grandfather, I think, and his name is where we get that word Hebrew. Okay, and now that's not in the Bible. We don't know that from the Bible that's where we get the word Hebrew, but that's the theory because it sounds kind of like it, he is Abraham's grandfather. Okay, and unto Abram were born two sons. The name of the one was Peleg, because in his days the earth was divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. Joktan is the one that becomes again from the line of Jesus. A Peleg, his name is like this. Peleg means like division. And his name is like this because it was in his time that we had the Tower of Babel story. Okay, so that's why they call his name Peleg. And then Joktan begat Almadad and Shelef and Hazarmaveth and Jerah, Hadaram also, and Uzal and Dikla and Ebal and Abimael and Sheba and Ophir and Havilah and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan. So then they show you that, right? Then they show you this. Oh no, wait. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, okay. So they showed you this part, the Joktan parts, to say, okay, this is the other line. All right? Sorry, my mistake. Now they show this part. Shem, that's the son of Noah, who's the ancestor of the Jews, right? And Arphaxad, Shelah, Eber, that's Abraham's like great grandfather or something. Then after him, Peleg. Then Peleg's the one that was division, and in his days the earth was divided. So that's the time of the Tower of Babel. Then his son is Reu, then Serug, then Nehor, and Terah. Terah is Abraham's father. We read about him later we read about him in Genesis 11. Okay, when he gets sent out from Mesopotamia to go to Canaan, but they end up stopping on the way. And then in Genesis 12, God sends Abraham to go on further to go into Canaan. But yeah, Terah, then Abram, the same as Abraham. And then from Abraham, now they're going to go through his generations because they're the ones that are important to the story of the Bible, right? So it's Abraham, Isaac, and Ishmael. These are their generations. The firstborn of Ishmael, Nebaioth, and Kedar, and Abdil, and Mibsam, and Mishman, Duma, Masa, Hadad, and Tema. Jetur, Naphish, and Kedema. These are the sons of Ishmael. So this is the firstborn son, Ishmael, right? But that's not that important to our story. But these are important because these people do come up in the story. We'll see them, like, for example, Esau marries some of these people and some of their daughters, and we see them in other places as well. Sons of Keturah, this is Abraham's concubine, but they become important too because these people, all these sons of hers become like these people groups in the area, and they eventually have encounters with the Hebrews. Not all of them, but we read about some of them. For example, the Midianites. They become like Moses's father-in-law was a priest of Midian, and so his wife is a Midianite, but they call her an Ethiopian at one point, but she's part of this group, the Midianites, and later on they end up these Midianites, they end up in a battle with Moses, and Moses wipes them out. Not completely though, because they end up but he wipes out the group that was there. And the sons of Midian, Ephah and Epher and Hanok. and Abidah, and Eldaah. All these are the sons of Keturah. Abraham begat Isaac, the sons of Isaac, Esau, and Israel. So Esau is Esau. Israel is the one, we call him Jacob, but later on God changes his name to Israel, and he becomes the father of the Israelites. Sons of Esau, Eliphaz, Reuel, and Jeush, and Jeelam, and Korah. The sons of Eliphaz. This guy Korah becomes a problem later on too, but anyway, or his descendants, Sons of Eliphaz, Teman and Omar, Zephi and Gatam, Kenaz and Timnah and Amalek. So two names, I mean, we'll read about a few of these names later on, but Teman is big. The Temanites, they become a group that we do read about them several times in the Bible. One place is, actually, the guy's name is Eliphaz too. So one of Job's friends, later on in the book of Job, he has 3 friends that come visit him to kind of grieve with him after he's going through all these tragedies. And the guy's name was Eliphaz the Temanite. And it means he's descended from the nation that came from this guy Teman. But his name is Eliphaz, named after his ancestor, right? Eliphaz the Temanite is one of Job's friends. And then this one, Amalek, they become these major enemies of Israel as well. And it's like a major thing with them. They're always fighting with them, and it's like disastrous enemies. And then the sons of Reuel, Nahath, Zerah, Shammah, and Mitzah. Sons of Seir. Now this part is interesting too, because sons of Seir, you see, we never read this name Seir before. That didn't appear in any of those ancestors because they're not descended from those people. But the Seir people, they were there where the Edomites end up moving to. They were there already. And then the Edomites, the sons of Esau, the descendants of Esau, they kind of like mix in with these people and marry in with them. And they become the Edomites, So that's why these people are important to this part of the story. Seir, Lotan, and Shobal, Zibian, and Anah, and Dishan, and Ezer, and Dishan. Oh, no problem, Angelo. Thanks. What was the first language? What did Adam speak? Oh, I'm not what I'm not. Yeah. You don't go under news unit anymore? Anyway, what was the first language? What did Adam speak? That's a good question, news unit. What language did Adam speak? It's probably impossible for us to know now. Is it a language that we currently have in the world, like Hebrew? Some people would say Hebrew. I doubt it. I doubt that Hebrew is some kind of proto language or something. I don't think that's what's happening here. But maybe it's possible. But I think when God mixed up the languages, that every people group got their own language, and the Hebrews got theirs too. And there's nothing. That was just how it was, But yeah, I'm glad Angelo is being helped by this. I hope it does help. Okay, so keeping on going though. The sons of Shobal, Alian, and Manahath, and Ebal, and Shephi, and Onam. And the sons of Zibian, Ayah, and Anna. We don't know too much about these people. What happens with them? A lot of these end up becoming just names. We don't know too much about what happens with them. So, or there's theories about it, but it's like kind of involved. I don't want to get into too much of that. So I'll just keep going. The sons of Anah, Dishan. And the sons of Dishan. So maybe Anah only had one son. Sons of Dishan, Amram, and Eshban, and Ithran, and Cherat. The sons of Ezer, Bilhan, and Zavan, and Jakan. The sons of Dishan, Uz, and Aran. Now, here they get into this thing about the kings of Edom. And they had kings over them before there was a king over Israel, because Israel used to have God was their king. And so in the period of the judges, for instance, they would have judges come in to sort things out. God would send them a judge. But for the most part, it's supposed to be that that God is their king, so they don't need a king. So for a long time they didn't have a king. But these Edomites, they had a king. So it started with Bela, the son of Beor, and the name of his city was Dinhabah. And when Bela was dead, Jobab, the son of Zerah of Bozrah, reigned in his stead. But notice this, right? What you'll see with the Hebrews, at least, I mean, not really so much in the Israel in the northern kingdom, but in the southern kingdom of Judah, because God had promised that the line of David would survive until Jesus, right? And that he would be the king, right? So that line of kings is just the son of the son of whoever, he reigns in his stead. Son of whoever reigns in his stead. But with these guys, what you see, look at it. Even from the very first king they had, the Bela, the son of Beor, he had the city Dinhabah. Then when Bela was dead, Jobab, the son of Zerah, another man's son, not his son, another man's son reigns in his stead. When Jobab was dead, Husham of the land of the Temanites reigned in his stead. Now, this guy's probably not his son either. He's of the land of the Temanites. So I remember I was telling you about Teman, right? The Temanites, this guy came in and he took over. And Husham was the Hadad, the son of Bedad. So it's not his son again. So it's always just these warring kings, and whoever, when one dies, another guy comes and takes over his kingdom. It's not like a line going down, a dynasty. You don't have that, but with Judah, you have that because God is protecting that line. And then you have this one, Hadad, the son of Bedad, which smote Midian in the field of Moab, reigned in his stead. Moab is the place. It's like on the way from Egypt to Israel, and it's like those people, the Moabites, are descended from the daughter of Lot. You know how Lot, his daughters got him drunk and slept with him, and they had children. So one of them became the Moabites, and they became an enemy of Israel as well. But they were kind of enemies most of the time, but sometimes friends. And the name of the city was Avith. And when Hadad was dead, Samlah of Masrekah reigned in his stead. See, so another guy comes and reigns. There's never like his son reigning. It's always just this constant battles for supremacy, all right? When Samlah was dead, Shaul of Rehoboth by the river reigned in his stead. And when Shaul was dead, Baal Hanan, the son of Akbor, reigned in his stead. And when Baal Hanan was dead, Hadad reigned in his stead, and the name of his city was Pai. And his wife's name was Mehetabel, the daughter of Metred, the daughter of Mezahab. Hadad died also. And the dukes of Edom were, now these dukes, this is kind of a debated too exactly who these people were, but the dukes, it seems like to me that what he's talking about are these major families, or these major kind of like tribal nations that formed under the kingdom of Edom. Edom was a kingdom, but they would have these tribal groups underneath it, and these groups were like the Timnah, who was descended from the Timnah. One of the sons of Esau was Timnah. See, one of the sons of Esau is Timnah. See? So then that becomes the Duke Timnah, Duke Aliyah. Aliyah was one of the descendants of Esau as well. Duke Jetheth, Duke Aholibama, that's another one of the descendants. Duke Ilah, Duke Pinon, Duke Kinaz, Duke Teman, see the Temanites again. Duke Mibzar, Duke Magdiel, Duke Iram. These are the dukes of Edom. So I think what they're saying with the dukes of Edom is that these were these major families, major groups. Like they're kind of like super rich, and they were probably had armies and stuff, but they weren't like the kings. But sometimes these groups were probably fighting amongst each other, and sometimes they would rise to the king. So we see that at one point one of the Temanites became the king, So wow, I can't believe that took like an hour. I'm so sorry, you guys, if this is boring or anything, but I hope you're getting something out of this. Adam spoke KJV English. Yeah, probably. That's why. That's why. See, it went back in a circle. Like Adam spoke KJV English, and then it goes all the way back. So then we have the perfect Bible in KJV English. You're right. Anyway, so okay. So then chapter 2 now. Now we get into the sons of Israel because that's Jacob, right? Because we want to talk about that family. That's the important family for our story. So these are the sons of Israel: Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun, Dan, Joseph, and Benjamin, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. So these became the 12 tribes. Or not really, because Joseph, he doesn't become a tribe. His two sons, they actually become what they call half tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. And then Levi, they're a tribe, but then they never really got an inheritance because they were the ones that were supposed to be the priests. So they're kind of like not always included in the 12 tribes. But sometimes they are. Anyway, so then even though see how it's like the sons of Israel, Reuben is the first, right? Simeon, Levi, and Judah. Judah is the fourth son in the order that they were born. But he's the first son when they list off the sons because Judah was the one who it says that he triumphed over his brethren. He's the one who got the birthright from not the birthright, but like what does it say? It actually does say something like that. The birthright. But it's later, we'll see it. But the birthright of Reuben, he's the oldest, right? Reuben, the oldest, his birthright went to Joseph's two sons. So those two sons took his birthright because the eldest is supposed to get a double portion of the inheritance. But his double portion went to these two, Joseph's two sons, the half tribes. And then Judah, he became the one. He didn't get the birthright, but he was the one who got the blessing to be the ancestor of Jesus. And so he's kind of listed now as the first of them. He's the first. He's the son that the line really went down. You know? He had two sons, Aaron. Oh, he had three sons, Aaron, Onan, and Shelah. The three were born unto him of the daughter of Shua, the Canaanitess. He made a mistake by marrying a Canaanite, and it didn't go well with him. His first son was wicked, and God slew him. The firstborn of Judah was evil in the sight of the Lord, and he slew him. And then his brother, Onan, was supposed to marry Er's wife, Tamar. But then Onan, he didn't want to have the son for a child with Tamar because then that child would not be his; it would be his dead brother's. So he spilt his seed on the ground. It says. So then God was angry and struck him down dead. And then Judah, he was like, "Oh no, my two sons died, and now I only have one son. If I give my last son to this woman, Tamar, maybe he'll die too." So he sent Tamar back to her father's house. And he said, "When my son grows up, I'll call you back." But then he never called her back. So Tamar dressed up as a harlot, a prostitute. And she went and waited for Jacob to come. And then she... thanks, Angela. It's not boring. Okay, good. Yeah, so Tamar dressed up as a prostitute, and she went and waited for Jacob, and then he didn't realize it was her, slept with her. She became pregnant and had these two boys, Pharez and Zerah. Pharez, he becomes one of the ancestors of Jesus. And this woman is probably Tamar. She's probably a Canaanitess too. So they're not Hebrews, eh? They're not part of that family. So it shows you that these Gentiles, that God's not racist. He doesn't care about ethnicity. He cares about the heart. This woman Tamar, Judah wronged her. And though she dressed up as a harlot, slept with her father-in-law, God doesn't hold it against her. He actually, the story kind of seems to actually praise her for her bravery in doing that, because she took a big chance there, but she also knew that because A woman back then, if she doesn't have a husband, she's in big trouble. They don't have money. They don't have a way to earn money. So most of them would end up as harlots or as like very poor beggar type women, you know? And so that's why it's very important for women back then to be married and to have sons so that when they get old, their sons can take care of them, you know? But Judah denied her that because he didn't let her marry Sheila. So that's why she dressed up as a harlot and seduced him. And then they had those two sons. And then this son becomes the ancestor of Jesus. So it seems like God wasn't holding it against her. He was holding it against Judah. But Judah learned a lesson there too, because he said to when he found out that it was her, he said, "Oh, she was more righteous than I," and it kind of humbled him down. And then later on in the story, because earlier on in that story, he had sold off. He was with the brothers when they sold Joseph to be a slave in Egypt. So later on, when they discover about Joseph in Egypt, Judah's the one who volunteers to be his slave if he will release Benjamin. So that is the kind of selflessness that he shows later on. That I think that's why he ends up becoming the one blessed and to be the ancestor of Jesus. But anyway, the sons of Pharos, Hezron and Hamul. Do I have any notes about this one? Anyway, Hezron and Hamul, the sons of Zerah, Zimri and Ethan, and Heman and Calcol and Dara, 5 of them in all. Sons of Carmi, Akar, the troubler of Israel, who transgressed in the thing accursed. So this is the guy from Joshua chapter 6. They call him in Joshua 6. His name is Akan, I think, or sometimes they pronounce it Achan. But this is the guy who. No, not Jericho. Is it? Oh wait. Is it after Jericho? So I think it's chapter 7, maybe. Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to find this thing with the guy. So, and it shall be that he that is taken with the accursed thing shall be burnt with fire, he and all that he hath, because he has transgressed the covenant of the Lord, and because he hath wrought folly in Israel. So you see where it says, Akar, the troubler of Israel, who transgressed in the thing accursed. See that? He that is taken with the accursed thing shall be burnt with fire. Because if you take anything, they're told to just not take anything. They're supposed to go in and destroy the people and not take anything. Not take any, like, don't steal their gold, don't just destroy everything. But he took some gold, and some other stuff. Well, let me see. Let's see this story. And he brought his household man by man, and Akan, you see Akan, not a car. See, it's a car here. A car. But here it's Akan, right? Akan, the son of Carmi, the son of Zabdi, son of Zerah of the tribe of Judah, was taken. My son, give, I pray thee. Joshua says this to Akan. My son, give, I pray thee, glory to the Lord God of Israel. Make confession unto him. And tell me now what thou hast done, and hide it not from me. And Achan answered Joshua and said, Indeed, I have sinned against the Lord God of Israel. Thus and thus have I done. When I saw among the spoils a goodly Babylonish garment, and 200 shekels of silver, and a wedge of gold of 50 shekels weight, then I coveted them and took them. And behold, they are hid in the earth in the midst of my tent, and the silver under it. So that's what that's referring to. Akar, the son of Carmi, the troubler of Israel, who transgressed in the things accursed. So this guy got executed. The sons of Ethan, Azariah. Sons of Hezron, that were born unto him, Jerahmeel and Ram and Chelubai. And Ram begat Aminadab. And Aminadab begat Nahshon, prince of the children of Judah. And Nahshon begat Salma, and Salma begat Boaz. See Boaz? This is like you'll see these names in the thing from Matthew 1. Let me show you that. In Matthew 1, you see another like genealogy of Jesus here. So see Phares. Phares is Judas begat Judah is Judah. You got Phares is of Tamar. The Tamar is the woman who was dressed up as a prostitute. And Phares begat Ezram. Ezram begat Aram. See, we can see these names here. This is Matthew chapter 1, okay? Where is it? Phares begat Esrom. Let's see what Esrom is. Hezron and Hamul. So Esrom is Hezron, right? But here it's Esrom. And Phares is with the S here, but in this one it's with the Z, right? But Hezron becomes Esrom in Matthew. Because Matthew's translated from the Greek, right? So the Greek, when they write these names, right, in Greek, it has a little bit of a different sound. And then the King James, they stay with the Greek sound. They don't try to go back to the Hebrew sound. That's why often you'll see this difference. Because in Matthew, this is just Greek, right? So that's why. But anyway. So Esrom begats Aram. So let's see who that is. The sons also Hezron that were born into Jeremiah and Ram. This is probably Ram is Aram. Okay, in the Matthew. And Ram begat Aminadab. See? So Aram begat Aminadab. See? And then Aminadab begat Nasan. That's this pronounced here Nashon. But here it's Nasan. Nasan begat Salmon. See? But here it's Prince of the Children of Judah. Nasan begat Salma. It's different, right? But anyway, that's okay. But Salma begat Boaz. Boaz, you may remember from the book of Ruth. Excuse me. He was married to Ruth. And Ruth is a woman from another nation too. She's a Moabite. She's descended from those people who were descended from Lot's daughter. But this Moabite woman, because of the story of the Ruth, if you read that story, you'll see that she marries Boaz. And Boaz begat Obed. Obed begat Jesse. Jesse is the father of David. So you see it here. Nasan begat Salmon. Salmon begat Boaz. See, they say Boaz, you know? But look, we don't read this here. We don't read this here, but here in Matthew we read that Salma begat Boaz of Rahab. That's the woman from Joshua chapter 2, I think, where she's like a spy. Or sorry, Joshua sends some spies, and she's kind of like a spy with them because she helps the spies. She lets them escape without being caught by the Canaanites, you know. So she eventually married Salmon, and then they had the man Boaz, and then Boaz, he married Ruth, begat Obed of Ruth. See, and Obed begat Jesse, and Jesse begat David the king, and David begat Solomon. So let's read that here. But here they're listing off all the sons of Jesse. Jesse begat his firstborn Eliab and Abinadab, Shimna, Shema the third, Nathaniel, Radai, Ozem, then David. And David has sisters Zeruiah and Abigail. And these sons of Zeruiah, these are these dangerous men, dangerous warriors. Abishai, Joab, and Asahel, 3. This guy gets killed off. He was a good fighter, but he challenged the wrong guy. But then Joab, he ended up living for a long time. He's like a very dangerous man too, a murderer too. And eventually, David tells Solomon to have him killed. I think we'll read about that later in Chronicles. And Abigail begat, this is David's other sister. Abigail begat Amasa. The father of Amasa was Jether, the Ishmaelite. So David's sister married an Ishmaelite. See? So they don't always marry inside the tribe of Israel or Judah and stuff. And Caleb, the son of Hezron, begat the children of Azubah, his wife, and of Jerioth. Her sons are these, Jesher and Shobab and Ardan. And when Azubah was dead, Caleb took unto him Ephrath, which bare him Hur. And Hur begat Uri, and Uri begat Bezaleel. And afterward Hezron, remember, this is Esrom in this one, right? Hezron is Esrom. Let me see if you guys are commenting anything. Burnt offerings for Noah. I might get to that, man. I don't know. I'm gonna try to read. I'm literally gonna try to read through the whole Bible because we read from Genesis to Chronicles, and then people started kind of falling off. So then now I said I'll do it live. But I'm gonna try and read through the whole Bible. Actually, would you study the Torah with me? Yeah, I study the Torah with you, bro. Maybe I'll do one. Maybe I'll do a show where you guys can come on or something. Yeah. Anyway, okay, moving on. So then afterward, Hezron went into the daughter of Machir, the father of Gilead, whom he married when he was 60 old. That's 60 years old. Eh? So this guy marries some young lady when he's already 60, and she bare him Segub. And Segub begat Jair, who had 23 cities in the land of Gilead. Yair. See, in Hebrew it's Yair, but in English, Jair. 23 cities in the land of Gilead. So this guy's some kind of major. So most of these people, when they name these people, they're like major historical figures in their world. You know, they're like famous, rich, powerful people. You know, and he took Geshur and Aram with the towns of Jair from them, with Kenath and the towns thereof, even 60 cities. 60 cities is 60 cities. All these belong to the sons of Machir, the father of Gilead. And after that, Hezron was dead in Caleb Bethrata, when Abiah, Hezron's wife, bare him Ashur, the father of Tekoa. Tekoa is a place, I think it's around the middle of the country, and that's like a place where, for example, Amos, you know the prophet Amos? He comes from this place, Tekoa. And there's this woman who talks to David in one of the stories in First Kings, or Second Kings, sorry. That her name, she's from, they call her the wise woman of Tekoa. It's a place, you know. And the sons of Jeremiah, the firstborn of Hezron, were Ram the firstborn, and Bunah, and Oren, and Ozem, and Ahijah. Jeremiah had also another wife, whose name was Atara. She was the mother of Onam. And the sons of Ram, the firstborn of Jeremiah, were Maaz, and Jamin, and Eker. Sons of Onam were Shammai and Jaidah. The sons of Shammai, Nadab, and Abishur. Well, let me see how to pronounce this one. See, this is again, Vayada, Yada, which is Yada means actually to know. This word, and I don't know if it's the same word, but normally if you see that word Yada, it means to know. And sometimes they'll use it as a euphemism for sex, like in Genesis 4:1 it says Adam knew his wife. Adam knew his wife. Sorry, Genesis 4. And Adam knew his wife. See, the knew is yada. See? But it's slightly different vowels, so maybe it's a different word. Anyway. So back to this. The wife of, so Yada, the sons of Shammai, Nadab, and Abishur. The name of the wife of Abishur was Abihail. She bare him Aban and Molid. And the sons of Nadab, Seled and Apaim, but Seled died without children. Sarah died without children. That's sad. And the sons of Apaim, Ishi. Ishi is actually how you say the word man. Or they'll say Ish. Ish or Ish. Ish is like man in Hebrew. And the sons of Ishi, Shishan. So Ishi kind of means like my man. or his man or something. Shishan. And the children of Shishan, Alai. And the sons of Yada or Jada, the brother of Shammai, Jether and Jonathan, and Jether died without children. Sons of Jonathan, Peleth and Zaza, these were the sons of Jerahmeel. Now Shishan had no sons but daughters, and Shishan had a servant, an Egyptian, whose name was Jarha. And Shishan gave his daughter to Jarha, his servant, to wife, and she bare him Attai. And Attai begat Nathan, and Nathan begat Zabad. Zabad begat Ephlal, and Ephlal begat Obed. And Obed begat Jehu, and Jehu begat Azariah. And Azariah begat Helez, and Helez begat Eliasa. Eliasa begat Sisamai, and Sisamai begat Shalom. And Shalom begat Jechamiah, and Jechamiah begat Elishama. Now the sons of Caleb, the brother of Jerahmeel, were Mesha, his firstborn, which was the father of Ziph. And the sons of Marisha, the father of Hebron. And the sons of Hebron, Korah and Tapua and Rechem and Shema. And Shema begat Raham, the father of Jorkoam, and Rechem begat Shammai. The sons of Shammai were Ma'an, and Ma'an, the son of Shammai was Ma'an, and Ma'an was the father of Bezur. And Ephah, Caleb's concubine, bare Haran and Moza and Gazez, and Haran begat Gazez. Okay. And the sons of Jedi, Regem and Jotam and Geshan and Pelet, and Ephah and Sha'af. Ma'akah, Caleb's concubine, bare Sheber and Tirhana. She bare also Sha'af, the father of Madmanah. Sheva, the father of Machbenah, and the father of Gibeah, and the daughter of Caleb was Aksha. These are the sons of Caleb, the son of Hur, firstborn of Ephratah. Shobal, the father of Kirjath Jearim. This is a famous place. We'll read about that. I mean, we read about it already, but I guess the YouTube clan wasn't there. But Kirjath Jearim, we read about that quite a bit. Salma, the father of Bethlehem. So Bethlehem is a place you've heard of, I'm sure. Bethlehem means house of bread. So this is somebody's name at one point, and then it becomes the name of this place, the town where Jesus was born, and where David is from as well. Bethlehem is like, I think it was called. Maybe it's not. Maybe Bethlehem, the town, is not named after this guy. I don't know, but I think Bethlehem, the town, it was named that because it was a place where they grew bread, where they grew like wheat and stuff to make bread. So that's why it's house of bread. Because Beth means house or bait. They say bait, but then when they put it in this form, it's like Beth. And then lehem is bread. Lehem. Haraph, the father of Beth Gader, and Shobal, the father of Kirjath Jearim, had sons, Haruah, and half of the Manahathites. Manahathites we'll read about later too. And the families of Kirjath Jearim, the Ithrites and the Puhites and the Shumathites and the Mishrahites. Of them came the Zariathites and the Eshtolites. Let's see. You said J was always used for Jod, Yod in Hebrew. Yeah, only recently did people write with Y instead. Yeah, that's true. Most European languages pronounce J as they do in Hebrew. Yeah. Which sin is worse? Fornication, adultery. Yeah, you're right, Carl. I agree. Which sin is worse? Fornication, adultery, debate, rebellion, or drinking and doing marijuana? Adultery. Of these that you have here, I think only adultery is the one that actually had a death penalty. Although fornication could, if the woman If the woman fornicate, if a virgin fornicated and then pretended to not be a virgin, she could be executed for that. But fornication in itself did not carry a death penalty. So I would say adultery is the worst sin of these. News unit. Drinking is a sin only if you get drunk. Marijuana is necromancy, though. Marijuana is necromancy, really? That's a bit strong, Carl. I'm not sure. You're saying the very notion of using marijuana is engaging in necromancy. I think that's a bit much. I don't think there's any support for that. Did Jesus teach the same things that the Apostle Paul preached? Yeah, of course. Jesus and the Apostle Paul are 100% in line in all matters of doctrine. It is pharmakia. Pharmakia. Well, yeah. I mean, I understand pharmakia is sorcery, or that's how that word is translated in the King James and other Bibles. And then that word pharmakia, the Greek word pharmakia, is the word where we get our English word pharmaceuticals and things like that. So people have sometimes associated the pharmaceutical industry and the use of drugs with sorcery. And it's certainly true that magicians, like even today, use drugs like marijuana. So people such as Aleister Crowley, they did use marijuana quite a bit in their magic use, right? So what you're saying, I'm not completely dismissing what you're saying, Carl, but I think people that go so far to say like, oh, just using marijuana is sorcery, like I think that's a bit much. But you're right that even today modern magicians do use marijuana. Did I read this part? Okay. So let me read this last part. The sons of Salma, Bethlehem, and the Netophathites. We'll read about them as well. Ataroth, the house of Joab, and half of the Manashathites, the Zorites, and the families of the scribes which dwelt at Jabez, the Tirathites, the Shimeathites, and the Sukathites. These are the Kenites that came of Hamath, the father of the house of Rechab. Okay, well, we'll see some of those names later on, and we'll try to explore some of that. I don't want to spend too much time on these. Now we're getting down to the business stuff, right? So this is the sons of David, the king, which were born unto him in Hebron. This is before he moved, because first he was staying, his capital, we should say, it was in Hebron. Later, he took the capital, when he took the city of Jerusalem, the hill, Zion, right? That's when he made that the capital. But when he was living in Hebron, he had these sons. The firstborn, Amnon of Ahinoam, the Jezreelitess. The second, Daniel of Abigail, the Carmelitess. So Abigail was that woman that she was married to that guy Nabal or whatever, and then he died, and then David married her. The third, Absalom, the son of Maacah, the daughter of Talmai, king of Geshur. The fourth, Adonijah, son of Haggith. The fifth, Shephatiah of Abital. The sixth, Ithream by Eglah, his wife. These six were born unto him in Hebron. And there he reigned 7 years and 6 months. And in Jerusalem he reigned 30 and 3 years. 30 and 3 years. See? That's where these occultists get these numbers. They like that stuff, Anyway. And these were born unto him in Jerusalem. So when he was in Jerusalem, now when he moved the capital, now he has these children. Shimea and Shobab and Nathan and Solomon, 4, of Bathshua, the daughter of Amiel. Bathshua is Bathsheba. This is another way to pronounce her name. Like, let me see this. Where's this name? No, is that it? The daughter of Amiel. Bathshua. See how it's like Bathshua? I guess you can't read that, but if you see at the bottom, the daughter of Shua. That's her name. Bathsheba is the daughter of Shua. But she's the daughter of Amiel, probably because her mother is named Shua. Or maybe she's from that family named Shua. But Shua and Sheva is very related in Hebrew. Sometimes they'll say Sheva, sometimes they'll say Shua or Bathsheba. We say in English Bathsheba, right? But in their language, they would have normally said Bathsheba, Bathsheba, or Bathshua. Ibhar also, and Elishama, and Eliphelet, and Noga, and Nepheg, and Japhia, and Elishama, and Eliada, and Eliphelet, 9. This guy had 9 kids. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, he had 9. He had 13. He had 19 kids, this David. These were all the sons of David. And then he had other ones too, right? They had Tamar, the girl, Tamar. She got raped by one of his other sons there. This guy, Amnon, the firstborn. Oh, the firstborn, Amnon. He's the one that raped this girl, Tamar. And Tamar, their sister. She was the sister of Absalom. Anyway, and so Solomon's son was born. Rehoboam, and Abia his son, Asa his son. Let me see. Greek pagans use herbs and sorcery. Witches did it all throughout Europe. Yeah, that's true. I know. I'm no. I agree with you that herbs, many different herbs and drugs, many different drugs where these people use them in their sorcery, and they would often try to get high when they do magic. And this is often the case today as well with magicians or wizards, sorcerers, or whatever you want to call them. Today, they also do this type of thing. They get high on different drugs and they do magic. So I agree with you in that sense. I just think it's going too far to say that any use of drugs is pharmakia. I mean, there are, like, I don't know, legitimate uses of drugs. Wouldn't you agree? Greek pagans use herbs and sorcery. Have you read Dissipation of the Darkness? It exposes the origin of Freemason and goes into detail the evil intentions behind their rites traditions. Well, I mean, I've done a lot of research into the origins of Freemasonry, but it's very difficult to find a book that you can trust in that area. They're mostly written by these occultists. Most of these books that are like about the so-called history of Freemasonry are written by occultists, and they're just there to, like, basically trick us, Anyway, let's look at this thing. So Solomon's son was Rehoboam, and then Rehoboam was the one who, in his reign, the kingdom was split. So Rehoboam was ruler of Judah, the kingdom of Judah, the southern kingdom, and Jeroboam was one of Solomon's officers, and he ended up taking over the northern kingdom. But now we're just going to go through this genealogy. Rehoboam, Abiah his son, Asa his son, Jehoshaphat his son. So all his sons, Rehoboam's sons, they all rule Judah because God never allowed that line to die off. Even though there was some like trouble, like when there's this woman came and she tried to kill off the whole royal line, but then her name is Atalaya, but she wasn't able to do that. But anyway, but this is like each of his sons, they ruled. It's not like those other kings in the north, like they would get their whole family wiped out. Jeroboam's whole family got wiped out, and then some other guy came and became the king. Jehoshaphat his son, Joram his son, Ahaziah his son, Joash his son, Amaziah his son, Azariah his son, Jotham his son, Ahaz his son, Hezekiah his son, Manasseh his son, Ammon his son, Josiah his son. Josiah is an important king. And the sons of Josiah, I mean, he was a good king, one of the good kings, Manasseh is one of the wicked kings. Ammon was wicked. Most of these kings are wicked. Hezekiah was kind of a good son, a good king. Most of these guys are wicked. But the sons of Josiah were Johanan and then Jehoiakim. And he's the one that Jehoiakim was the one. Actually, wait. Let me just. Jehoiakim. I think it was Jehoiakim's son was the one where they took it. They took him away to Babylon. It was Zedekiah. Yeah, when Zedekiah was the king. That's when they got taken away to Babylon. And then the fourth is Shalom. And the sons of Jehoiakim, Jeconiah, because Zedekiah got killed, right? But Jehoiakim, he lived. And then his sons, Jehoiakim's sons, they became the line that survived and returned to Israel and rebuilt the temple. But these people, like these, the sons of Jehoiakim, Jeconiah and Zedekiah, these people were born and living in Babylon. You know, Jehoiakim lived in Judah, but then he was taken away to Babylon, and then his son was born there. But this is like the royal line, you know, Jeconiah, Zedekiah, Jeconiah. Oh wait. His son. Okay, so both of these were Jehoiakim, but this is the son that Zedekiah was the son that ended up ruling in Judah, and then he got killed off. And Jeconiah, he's the one that the line continued to go through. Then Asir, Salathiel, his son, Malchiram also, and Pedaiah, and Shenazar, Jechemiah, Hoshama, and Nadabiah. The sons of Pedaiah were Zerubbabel. And Zerubbabel is the one that when they came back to rebuild the temple, that was him. He was the king. And Shimei and the sons of Zerubbabel, Meshulam and Hananiah, and Shelomith, their sister. And Hashubah and Ohel and Berechiah and Hasadiah and Jushab Hesed, 5. And the sons of Hananiah, Pelatiah and Jezaiah. Let me see how they pronounce this thing. Vayeshayah. The sons of Raphiah, the sons of Arnon, the sons of Obadiah, the sons of Shechaniah. And the sons of Shechaniah, Shemaiah, the sons of Shemaiah, Hattush, and Igiel, and Bariah, and Neariah, and Shaphat, 6. Shaphat means like judgment. And the sons of Neariah, Elioenai. I think this means like, because Eli means my God. El means God, and when they put the I after it, it means like my God. So Elioenai, I don't know sure what that means, but it means something like my God is this or something like that. Hezekiah and Azrikam, 3. And the sons of Elionai were Hodiah and Eliashib and Peliah and Akub and Johanan and Daliah and Anani, 7. So now we have the sons of Judah again, which we already read before, but they're going through it again. Pharez, Hezron, and Carmi. Remember, these are the guys. Pharez is the one who was born of the daughter-in-law who dressed up as a prostitute, and then Hezron. That's the one that in Matthew it was Esrom, and Carmi. That's the one who his son was that guy who got executed by Joshua, and Hur and Shobal, Reiah. The sons of Shobal begat Jahath, and Jahath begat Ahumai and Lahad. These are the families of the Zorathites. Zorathites, yeah, we read about them too also. They're kind of like a neighboring group. This is the father of Etam, Jezreel, and Ishma, and Idbash. The name of their sister was Hazelelponi. Hazelelponi. Let me see that. How do you pronounce that? This is chapter 4 now, right? By the way, sorry, I didn't even notice that, but Hatsalelponi. Oh yeah, that's how you pronounce it, Hatsalelponi. But this Z, it would be more like Hats, like the TS sound rather than a Z. And Penuel, the father of Gedor, and Ezer, the father of Husha. These are the sons of Hur, the firstborn of Ephrata, the father of Bethlehem. And Ashur, the father of Tekoa, had two wives, Hela and Naara. And Naara bare him as Ahuzam, and Hefer, and Temeni, and Ha'ahashra, sorry, Ha'ahashtari. Ha'ahashtari. Let me see that. Ha'ahashtari. See, yeah, it actually is. But you know, this is weird because you see how this is like ha. This is the ha. This is I know you can't read Hebrew maybe, but this sounds like ha, and this is the ahashtari. This part is the ahashtari. But this ha, this is usually see how it says at the bottom the particle the, because this is the definite article the ha, you know. So it sounds like the ashtari, the ahashtari, ha ahashtari. But I'm not sure what's going on there. But it looks like a name, but it's because this one is like the object marker. This usually refers to some kind of noun, not like a proper noun. But I'm not sure what's going on here. But anyway, the King James correctly translates it as hashtari. So we'll look into that later, maybe. These were the sons of Naara. And the sons of Hela were Zereth and Jezoar and Etnan. And Koz begat Anub and Zobeba, and the families of Aharhel, the son of Harun. And Jabez was more honorable. Oh, this is interesting. Jabez, this guy's name actually means like curse or something like that. Let me see. I don't know if you guys can read this, but Jabez. Anyway, it means like something like a cursed or something. It's a very strange name to be called that by your mother, but anyway. Oh, or it means something like sorrow or something, because here it says was more honorable, and Jabez is more honorable than his brethren. And his mother called his name Jabez, saying, because I bear him with sorrow. So it needs something like that, like sorrow or something. And then it seems like, see, then he called on the Lord, right? He's the king now, right? So he calls on the Lord and says, oh, that thou wouldest bless me indeed and enlarge my coast, and that thine hand might be with me, and that thou wouldest keep me from evil, that it may not grieve me. And God granted him that which he requested. And so he asked that maybe because his name is Sorrow or something, he felt like worried that maybe his life was going to be sorrowful. But he prayed this prayer to God: oh, that thou wouldst bless me indeed, enlarge my coast. That means enlarge his borders. Coast here is like borders in the King James. That's like an old way of saying borders. See the territory? See how it says at the bottom? And that thine hand might be with me, and that thou wouldest keep me from evil, and that it may not grieve me. So he wants God's protection, and God granted him that which he requested. And Caleb, or Caleb, the brother of Shua, begat Mehir, which was the father of Eshton. And Eshton begat Bethrapha and Pasia. Oh, Pasia, interesting. It's kind of like Pascha, kind of like the Passover, the word they use in Greek for Passover. But anyway, this is Hebrew, so probably not related. And Tehina, the father of Ir-Nahash, these are the men of Rekach. And the sons of Kenaz, Othniel and Seraiah. And the sons of Othniel, Hatath. And Meonatai begat Ophrah, and Seraiah begat Joab, the father of the valley of Cherashim, for they were craftsmen. And the sons of Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, Iru, Elah, and Naam. The sons of Elah, even Kenaz. And the sons of Jehaleel, Ziph and Ziphah, Tiria, and Asariel. And the sons of Ezra were Jether and Mered and Epher and Jalan. And she bare Miriam and Shammai and Ishba, the father of Eshtemoa. And his wife Jehudijah bare Jared, the father of Gedor, and Heber, the father of Soko, and Jekutiel, the father of Zenoah. And these are the sons of Bithiah, the daughter of Pharaoh, which Mered took. Daughter of Pharaoh, interesting. I wonder if this means, I mean, it sounds like they're talking about the daughter of the Pharaoh of Egypt, right? But maybe it's the guy's name. But like I say, all these people, for them, would have been famous rich people or famous people from their past, or these names would have become like these big tribes, you know, these big, like they're descended from these names. And so the name of the tribe becomes named after their ultimate ancestor. And so that's why for the people reading this, they know these names. And also it's important to them to also keep the line, like, especially for the who's going to be the king and who's going to be the priest, especially that who's going to be the priest. Because a lot of the priests, like, they kind of lost their records of their ancestry when they were in Babylon. So a lot of them, they claimed that they were priests or they're from that family, but they couldn't be priests because they couldn't prove their ancestry. You know? So this stuff's very important to them to prove their ancestry for those things. And the sons of his wife Hodiah, the sister of Naham, the father of Keilah, the Garmites, and Eshtemoa the Maakathite. And the sons of Shimon were Amnon and Rinah, Ben Hanan and Tilan. And the sons of Ishi were Zoheth and Ben Zoheth. The sons of Shelah, the son of Judah, were the father of Lekah, and Laada, the father of Marisha, and the families of the house of them that wrought fine linen of the house of Ashbia. So these are sons of Judah that did not, the ones that became the ancestor of Jesus was the son of Judah, Pharez, through that woman Tamar, right? His daughter-in-law. But these other sons of his, they also became important families, important like tribes. So that's why our tribal groups or clans or whatever you want to call them. So that's why they're being named off here. And Joachim, the men of Chozeba, and Joash and Saraph, who had the dominion in Moab, and Jashubilehem, and these are ancient things. And these were the potters and those that dwelt among plants and hedges. There they dwelt with the king for his work. See, so these people, they became kind of this people group that were descended from these guys. They became these potters and also those that dwelt among plants and hedges. And so they were probably doing that kind of thing for the king. Sons of Simeon, this is another one of the brothers, okay, the sons of Judah, or sons of Jacob, I mean, one of the tribes. So these people, so there's a tribe of Simeon, right? They have like their territory. Let me show you that map, actually. Let me see if I have this map. Hang on, you guys, my bad. All right, this one isn't bad, so we could try this one. Sorry, you guys. I don't know what's happening here. Oh, okay. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this clearly, but so this is the kingdom of Israel, the northern kingdom. These people got taken away to Babylon, to Assyria, so they got lost. These tribes in the north, okay, and then in the south, you had basically the tribe of Judah and also the tribe of Benjamin, which is a small tribe. They were also joined with them, and also some people from the Levites were in this place, Judah. Okay, but for the most part, it's the tribe of Judah. But all the other tribes got taken away to Assyria. So this whole northern kingdom gets taken away. I see where it says Samaria here. I don't know if you can see that, but Samaria, you'll read about this place in the New Testament, Samaria. Jesus often goes there because he lives in this area around here, Jesus. And so he'll go north sometimes and then he'll come south to Jerusalem. This is where the city Jerusalem is. Why did I bring this map out? What was the point of me bringing this map? I'm not sure why I wanted to bring you this map, but I wanted to talk about how this map's not that good for this though. Now, let me see if I can find a better map. There's some decent maps in here before. This one's okay, I think. Oh yeah, because this one will show you like more of the. So let me show you this map. Okay, I don't know if you can see this map, you guys, but hopefully. Anyway, this is like so. So you see how these are the names of the tribes, right? Manasseh, this is the one of the half tribes that was descended from Joseph. Joseph had two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. So one of the sons, they became this tribe, Manasseh, and they have also territory here. Issachar was one of the sons of Judah, sons of Jacob. Sorry, so he has his own tribe. This is their territory. Zebulun, one of the brothers. Gad, one of the brothers. Reuben. You see how these guys stay on this side of the Jordan because when they were approaching the Jordan with Moses, they wanted this territory. So they asked Moses, "Give us this territory on this side." And he said, "Okay, we'll give it to you, but you guys still have to come in with us and fight for this part." And they said, "Okay, we'll fight with you, and then we'll go back." That's what they did. So Dan had this part. Then they're called the judges. And then Naphtali, Asher is here. These are the brothers, you know. But Manasseh here, and also Ephraim, these are the sons of Joseph. They had a half tribe each. And Dan is down here as well. There's some more territory here. And Judah, this is the sons of Judah. This is the one that Jesus came from. And Simeon was down here. Simeon, Judah, they got some land, but then this got lost later. Reuben is here. The Edomites. See how this is? See this section here? This is the Edomites. This is where they live. And this is where the Moabites live. See? This is Kadesh Barnea. This is kind of like a wilderness. This Edomites are all the way down here. And this is Egypt here. Oh, maybe I'm wrong to say that Moab was on the way to Egypt. I guess Egypt is on this side, so I'm wrong about that. But anyway, so that's the basic map of the place. I hope that helps you visualize it or whatever. I can see that people are kind of leaving. So maybe this is getting boring. So I don't know if I should keep going or what. Well, let me see. Let's see. How much space we got? Because people could watch it later maybe too, right? So I'm not going to leave just because nobody's watching, but the fact that nobody's watching may indicate that nobody cares. So let's try to finish. Let's try to finish at least to chapter 5. So the sons of Simeon were. So these are the sons. Simeon is one of the brothers, right? He's like the second brother, I think. The first brother was Reuben. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, then Judah. So Simeon, these are their sons: Nemuel, Jamin, Jarib, Zerah, and Shaul. Shalom his son, Mibsam his son, Mishma his son. And sons of Mishma, Hamuel his son, Zakur his son, Shimei his son. And Shimei has 16 sons and 6 daughters. But his brethren had not many children, neither did all their family multiply like to the children of Judah. So they didn't have too many. They dwelt at Beersheba. See this Beersheba. It's kind of like the woman's name, Bathsheba. It's the same thing. Bathsheba means daughter of Sheba, or Sheba in Hebrew. The daughter. Bat is daughter, and the Sheba is the name. Sheba is like 7. Is the number 7, but it's also related to like the oath, the word oath. So it may be like she's the daughter of the oath, or that guy's name was Oath. And Beersheba, it means the well of the oath, the well where they made the oath. This is when Isaac and Abimelech made an oath there, I think. And Molada and Hazar Shual. This is in Genesis, like 24 or 5 or something. And at Bilnah, and at Ezem, and at Tolad, and at Bethuel, and at Hormah, and at Ziklag, and at Beth Markaboth, and at Hazar Susim, and at Beth Berai, and at Sha'araim. These were their cities unto the reign of David. So this family controlled these cities unto the reign of David. And their villages were Etam and Ain, Rimmon, and Token, and Ashan, 5 cities. So these are, again, for the people reading this, they know these places. They know these like people groups. They know these things. So it's significant for them to see how the descendants came down and stuff, you know. And all their villages that were round about the same cities unto Baal, these were their habitations and their genealogy. And Meshobab and Jamlech and Joshah, the son of Amaziah. And Joel and Jehu, the son of Josibiah, the son of Seraiah, the son of Asiel, and Elioenai, and let me see how that's pronounced. But Elioenai. Yeah, that's how it's pronounced. But Elioenai. Va is and, right? So it's just Elioenai. And Jaokoba. This would, in Hebrew they would say Yaakoba. But it's kind of like Jacob, you know? And Jeshohaya, Yeshohaya, yeah, Yeshohaya, and Asaiah, and Adiel, and Jesimiel, and Benaiah. And these are the son of Shiphi, the son of Alan, the son of Jedaiah, the son of Shimri, the son of Shemaiah. These mentioned by their names were princes in their families, and the house of their fathers increased greatly. So, like I said, these people are mentioned because they were great men in that time. In their history, these people were very famous, rich, powerful men. And their descendants become these nations or people groups or like kind of like tribal groups, all right, in the area. So, or clans or whatever you want to call it. So that's why these names are being named off. And they went to the entrance of Gedor, even unto the east side of the valley, to seek pasture for their flocks. And they found fat pasture and good, and the land was wide and quiet and peaceable. For they of Ham had dwelt there of old. They of Ham, this is the sons of Ham. Remember this? Ham is the son of Noah. And these written by name came in the days of Hezekiah, king of Judah, and smote their tents, and the habitations that were found there, and destroyed them utterly unto this day, and dwelt in their rooms, because there was pasture there for their flocks. And some of them, even of the sons of Simeon, 500 men, went to Mount Seir, having for their captains Pelatiah and Neariah, and Rephaiah, and Uziel, the sons of Ishi. And they smote the rest of the Amalekites that were escaped, and dwelt there unto this day. So yeah, so they went to this Mount Seir. Mount Seir, remember I was saying about Mount Seir, how that's where the Edomites went? And then, but then on one side, I think Mount Seir is like on the border. So on one side it's like Simeon, and the other side is the Edomites. Now the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, for he was the firstborn, but for as much, see, this is where you're gonna see this thing. The sons of Reuben, he's the firstborn of Israel, like Jacob, for he was the firstborn, but for as much as he defiled his father's bed, his birthright was given unto the sons of Joseph, the son of Israel. And the genealogy is not to be reckoned after the birthright, because Reuben slept with Jacob's concubine, so he lost his birthright. Now his birthright goes to the sons of Joseph. That's Ephraim and Manasseh. So they become these what they call half tribes, and they were able to get the birthright. But Judah prevailed above his brethren, and of him came the chief ruler. That is the king of all Israel came from Judah, David, and then Jesus. But the birthright was Joseph's. The birthright, like Reuben's birthright, the eldest, that goes to Joseph. What's going on with my thing, man? You guys, I think my computer's like, it's not my computer. It's this StreamYard thing there. It's like messing up. It's not me. It's not my computer, you guys. I don't know why Okay, so let's read what this is. The theology of pharmakia came from ancient Greek literature, not the Bible. Ancient Greeks believed so many things were magic and sorcery, the simplest things that are rational. For me, it's interesting, and I love the Bible, and I will also probably rewatch later. So earlier comments. This is a good study, though. The number 7 is the number of completion. Yeah, thanks, praise our Father. Thanks, Angela. But okay, let's keep going here. So yeah, so now we're into chapter 5, by the way. I didn't even notice that either. So I'm sorry about that. So at the end of chapter 4, we see that these sons of Simeon, they smote the Amalekites and dwelt on Mount Seir. Then you have chapter 5 now, the sons of Reuben. But he was the firstborn, but he lost his birthright to Judah. His birthright went to Joseph's sons, the two half tribes. And then Judah, he prevailed above his brethren. From him came the chief ruler, that is David and then Jesus. The sons, I say, of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, were Hanok and Palu, Hezron, and Carmi. Carmi was the father of Achan, remember, from Jericho. I hope you guys can see this. I don't even know what you guys are seeing right now, because on my side, I can see that my screen is black, So I don't know what you guys are seeing right now. Let me see. Oh, I'm just frozen. Can you guys hear me? So you guys can hear me, but I'm frozen. Wow. That's terrible. Anyway, I'm going to just shut the camera here. Oh, wait. How do I do that? Okay, I'll just leave that sign up for now. The Bible breaks things down. All answers. I don't think we should take anything outside the Bible as wisdom. All we need is the word. Yeah, I agree. Praise our Father. I mean, it's interesting, though. We do see even the biblical authors do reads outside of the Bible. For example, Paul quotes some of the Greek philosophers. It's not that he uses it very often. It's just very, very rarely, actually. But in the speech in Acts 17, he quotes some of those guys. But Yeah, I think you're right. I think like the wisdom of the world is foolishness to God, right? But the wisdom of God is foolishness to the world, but to us who know this is the power of God, you know? But anyway, let's move on. Okay, so the sons of Reuben, the firstborn. Okay, the sons of Joel. So one of his sons were Joel, I guess. Oh, sons of Joel. Shemaiah, his son. Gog, his son. Shimei, his son. Micah, his son. Reiah, his son. Baal, his son. Why is it the sons of Joel? Where did that come from? Let me check this out. Hang on, you guys. Oh, now my computer maybe is gonna start failing. I don't know. Or I guess it's just I don't know if my computer is failing or if it's like StreamYard. This this thing I'm using here. But right now I'm gonna check this this thing. It's like a reference thing. You guys can look with me. Okay, this is a commentary on First Chronicles that we can look at. Because what we were looking at just now, the sons of Joel. Why does it go to the sons of Joel? What is that? Why is that? Who is Joel? Why is it doing this? From one of these so I hope you can read that on the right. From one of these sons descended Joel. Oh, okay. I guess what they're saying is that or what these people are saying, what this commentary is suggesting is that Joel descended from one of these sons of Reuben, but we don't know who. Okay, that's what the commentary is suggesting. Well, let's see. Let's see what else it says here. From one of these sons descended Joel, whose family is traced down through 7 generations to the time of the Assyrian deportation of the Israelites. We are neither informed here nor can we ascertain from any information elsewhere given in the Old Testament from which of the 4 sons Joel was descended. Okay. Okay, so that's who Joel is. All right, so now we know. I didn't know that. We learned something new today, guys. I'm going to go back to the other thing now. Wow, this StreamYard's kind of like StreamYard's. I mean, you know what? This is very good considering it's free. I mean, I can't complain, but this is kind of annoying. Some of the things. But anyway, okay, back to this. Okay, sons of Joel. So Joel, we don't know. Joel is descended from one of these sons of Reuben, apparently, but we don't know who. Shemaiah, his son. Gog, his son. Shimei, his son. Micah, his son. Reiah, his son. Baal, his son. Be'erah, his son. Whom Tilgath-Pilneser, king of Assyria, carried away captive. He was prince of the Reubenites. We usually call this guy Tiglath-Pileser. Tiglath-Pileser. But for some reason, and even in the Book of Kings, for instance, this name is pronounced Tiglath-Pileser, not Tilgath-Pilneser. But I'm not sure why the King James has it this way here. Tilgat. See how it says here? Tilgat. Pil Neser. Pil Neser. I'm not sure why it says that, but the King James follows the Hebrew. That's why. So the Hebrew says Tilgat Pilneser. But in First Kings, or sorry, it would be Second King. It would be Second Kings. It says Tiglath Pileser. Okay, and Tiglath Pileser. That's what we call him today. like archaeologists, when they research it, they call him Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, carried away captive. He was prince of the Reubenites. So Tiglath-Pileser carried away this guy when they took away all the northern tribes. And his brethren by their families, when the genealogy of their generations was reckoned, were the chief Jael, Zechariah, and Bela, the son of Azaz, the son of Shema, the son of Joel, who dwelt in Aroer, even unto Nebo, and Baal Maon. Mount Nebo is the mountain where Moses died, I believe. And eastward he inhabited unto the entering in of the wilderness from the river Euphrates, because their cattle were multiplied in the land of Gilead. So this guy, he took over that area. This is kind of like to the east of Canaan. And in the days of Saul, they made war with the Hagarites, who fell by their hand, and they dwelt in their tents throughout all the east land of Gilead. And the children of Gad dwelt over against them in the land of Bashan unto Salcah, Joel the chief, and Shapham the next, and Jaanai and Shaphat in Bashan. And their brethren of the house of their fathers were Michael, should be maybe Michael, and Meshulam, and Sheba, and Jorai, and Jachan, and Zia, and Heber, 7. These are the children of Abihail, the son of Huri, the son of Jeroah, the son of Gilead, the son of Michael, the son of Jeshishai, the son of Jado, the son of Buz. And this Ahi, the son of Abdiel, the son of Guni, chief of the house of their fathers. Ahi. Ahi means means like your brother. So Ahi means my brother. The guy's name is, and Abdiel means my father is Abdiel. My father, something God. Something about God. My father is God, or something like that. The son of Guni, the chief of the house of their fathers. And they dwelt in Gilead, in Bashan, and in her towns, and in the suburbs of Sharon, upon their borders. All these were reckoned by genealogies in the days of Jotham, king of Judah, and in the days of Jeroboam, king of Israel. The sons of Reuben and the Gadites, and half the tribe of Manasseh, of valiant men, men able to bear buckler and sword, and to shoot with bow, and skillful in war, were 44,760 that went out to the war. See, these are the warriors. And they made war with the Hagarites, with Jetur and Nephish and Nodab. They had an army of 44,000 man army, and they were fighting these guys. They were helped against them, and the Hagarites were delivered into their hand, and all that were with them, for they cried to God in the battle, and he was entreated of them, because they put their trust in him. See? So when they cried out to God, because they trusted in God, he blessed them. And they took away their cattle, of their camels 50,000, and of sheep 250,000, and of asses 2,000, and of men 100,000. Yeah, that was a lot. I remember that. That's crazy. And for there fell down many slain, because the war was of God, and they dwelt in their steads. Until the captivity. So steads, this word steads is like instead. They dwelt there instead of them, in their stead. So that means they took over their place and they dwelt there. Until the captivity, that is, until the Assyrians came and took them all away. And the children of the half tribe of Manasseh dwelt in the land. They increased from Bashan unto Baal Hermon and Senir, and unto Mount Hermon. Mount Hermon is like near Syria. And these were the heads of the house of their fathers, even Epher and Ishi and Eliel and Azriel and Jeremiah and Hodaviah and Jadiel, mighty men of valor, famous men, and heads of the house of their fathers. And they transgressed against the God of their fathers and went to whoring after the gods of the people of the land whom God destroyed before them. And the God of Israel stirred up the spirit of Pul, king of Assyria, and the spirit of Tilgath-Pilneser, king of Assyria, and he carried them away, even the Reubenites and the Gadites, and the half-tribe of Manasseh, and brought them unto Hala and Habor and Hara, and to the river Gozan unto this day. So they split them up, The Assyrians, unlike when the Babylonians captured the Jews, they just kept them together, and God was protecting them, But when these guys got caught now, they're just like, I wonder if you guys can see me now. I don't know why my camera's gone. Why? What is this, man? What's wrong with this thing? Why? Anyway, whatever. Okay, so yeah, so when they carried them away, they split them up into these different places. That's why they got lost, kind of, But the Jews, when they got carried away to Babylon, God was with them, protecting them, and so they never got split up, and they were kind of like kept as a people group and survived and stuff, The sons of okay. Well, anyway, so that's the end of the northern tribes. Well, not all the northern tribes, actually. We're gonna get more. But the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half tribe of Manasseh, we see how they ended up. They're taken away to Assyria by the Assyrians, and we don't really know what happened to them after that. And like I say, this book of Chronicles is mostly focusing on the house of Judah, or the kingdom of Judah, and that line, the line of David. So that's why we won't read too much more about these northern tribes later on. But we'll read a bit about them. But yeah, so I don't know, you guys. I guess that's it for chapter 1 to 5 of the Chronicles, chapter 1. Hey, what's up, Marco? Oh, wait. Okay, so we got praise of necromancy is communicating with the dead, and demons impersonation of spirits of dead people. Marijuana has nothing to do with that. Oh, for the earlier comment, yeah. I grow cannabis for cancer, epilepsy, gastrointestinal, and list goes on. I love the Lord, respect the plant. It should not be abused and respected. I hope people can understand that well. Yeah, I agree with you, praise our Father. Like, I'm sure you probably heard of like Rick Simpson oil, right? Praise our Father. I don't know if you can hear me right now, but I sympathize with you, my friend, because I'm aware of things like Rick Simpson oil and things like that, where many of the medical properties of cannabis are highly, highly underplayed by modern pharmaceutical companies. So, yeah, I know you're right. Yeah, the Old Testament is very important. We should study it more than we do. And that's why I'm glad to do this. I don't study as much as I should myself, so it's good to get this time. But on your thing about the cannabis, I agree that the cannabis has many, many medical properties, and the modern pharmaceutical industry will never kind of show us that because they're wicked and they'll never just do that. But I don't know, for some reason my camera won't show. I don't know why. My camera's working, but StreamYard is not showing my camera. I don't know why. It's weird. So yeah, I guess sorry guys. So anyway, that was First Chronicles chapter 1 to 5. I hope you guys got something out of that. I hope it wasn't too rambling and boring or anything. But yeah, please do include any I make RSO. I see many. Yeah. I know what you're saying, praise our Father, because RSO, I don't know that many people, but I know a few people who swear by it. They swear they literally got their cancer cured by this thing. So that's crazy, And so, and then the fact that the pharmaceuticals are just like kind of delaying the research on that thing because they're wicked, So yeah, in that sense, pharmakia, if that's what pharmakia is probably those big pharmaceutical companies. If we're talking about some kind of sorcery from the word pharmakia or whatever. But anyway, I'm gonna get into all that. But look, I hope you guys got something out of that Bible study. And I just want to thank the Lord for this time with you, my brethren. And may God bless you. And I hope we'll see you again. I'm not sure why I can't see you right now, but I wish I could just say hi to you or whatever. But I hope you can hear me. And, God bless you guys. I hope we can continue doing these Bible studies and continue growing in the grace and knowledge of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. And so God bless you, and thanks for watching Toronto Bible Study. Hallelujah.